Hello everybody, Dylan here today, and we are going to be doing a theory, a Sonic theory. Today's theory, we are going to be looking at the Sonic the Hedgehog timeline, seeing where the new Sonic Mania game could possibly fit place in. So, let's get right into this today on DHT. Sonic Mania isn't out yet, but we can still take bits and pieces of information that we've gotten from the trailer and the gameplay that we've been shown to piece together where this could be taking place at. To simplify things, I'm not going to be including the mobile games such as the Game Gear titles because it would confuse the timeline and there are several inconsistencies and we don't really know what all is canon to the Sonic the Hedgehog timeline regarding the Sega Master System games and Game Gear games, so we're just going to be excluding those. First thing that we see is Tails is a playable character, so that means that this has to be taking place after Sega Sonic the Hedgehog the arcade game, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because Sonic didn't know Tails in the other two games and met Tails in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That was their first adventure. And now we take a look at Sonic's moveset in Sonic Mania. In Sonic Mania we can see that Sonic can do the Super Peel Out. The Super Peel Out was introduced in Sonic CD. So that means that this game has to be taking place after Sonic CD. Now, this is where it gets confusing. Some people would say that Sonic CD takes place before Sonic 2, but I have to disagree. I say Sonic CD takes place after Sonic 2. The reason why is, in Sonic 2 we get introduced to Silver Sonic. Silver Sonic is slow, he's not very strong, he's a very inferior Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is far better than Silver Sonic, so why would Eggman take a step down and make Silver Sonic after Metal Sonic? So that's just why I believe it. So I'm gonna place it after Sonic CD, and I'm placing Sonic CD after Sonic 2. I know some people are going to get mad about that, but it just makes sense to me. And for the few people who will say, oh, Sonic CD has to happen before Sonic 2 because he isn't with Tails. Well, Sonic doesn't always go on adventures with Tails. Sometimes he just leaves him behind. That's like saying that Sonic the Hedgehog 4 takes place before Sonic the Hedgehog 2 just because Tails isn't there. Tails doesn't always have to tag along with Sonic. Sometimes Sonic just likes going on an adventure on his own. Now we're going back to the playable characters again. We can see that Knuckles the Echidna is going to be in this game, so we can assume this is going to take place after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, some people would say that Sonic 3 and Knuckles takes place before Sonic CD because Metal Sonic continues, meanwhile Mecha Sonic only stayed in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Well, I can see Mecha Sonic being another form of Metal Sonic because Metal Sonic was designed just for speed. He could keep up with Sonic the Hedgehog, but he wasn't actually stronger than Sonic. Eggman had to rely shooting Sonic with a laser beam because he knew Metal Sonic couldn't beat him strength-wise. That's just the reality of it. So this time Eggman decided to have his creation go super and try to attack Sonic with muscle, but muscle didn't work out, so he went back to speed. I can understand why Metal Sonic would continue and Mecha Sonic was seen as a failure. Not to mention Mecha Sonic has to charge up with the Master Emerald, something that Eggman doesn't have on standby, so Mecha Sonic was just impractical compared to Metal Sonic. Okay, so far we can place Sonic Mania for sure after Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, after Sonic 1, after Sonic 2, and after Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So we've got quite a bit of a timeline going on there. But let me show you something from Mirage Saloon, an area in Sonic Mania, that will put it even further down the Sonic the Hedgehog timeline. In the Mirage Saloon, we see 3 wanted posters. It has Fang the Sniper, Bean the Dynamite, and Bark the Polar Bear on them. Now, Fang has appeared in other Sonic games, so we can just not care about him. But Bean the Dynamite and Bark the Polar Bear were only in Sonic the Fighters, the video game. So we can say that Sonic the Fighters now has to be canon. I don't know about the extra emerald. I don't even know. It could be fake. Tails has made fake emeralds before, so we're just going to have to forget about the extra emerald, and we can now play Sonic Mania after Sonic the Fighters. And now there's one last small bit of evidence that will help us pinpoint where this game takes place exactly. Let's look at Sonic the Hedgehog himself. Sonic has black eyes in Sonic Mania, so that means that this has to take place in the classic era. Now, the next game that we haven't covered in the Sonic the Hedgehog timeline is Sonic 4. Now, this has to be taking place before Sonic 4 because in Sonic 4, Sonic has longer quills and green eyes. Because he has green eyes, we can confirm that Sonic Mania has to be before Sonic 4, wrapping up our timeline completely. And now, since we've had our research shown off and examined everything from playable characters, movesets, and Sonic the Hedgehog's eye color, we can finally set up our timeline. It goes Sega Sonic the Hedgehog the arcade game, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog CD, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic the Fighters, then Sonic Mania, and then Sonic 4 Part 1 and then Part 2. This is just a speculative timeline. I know that Sonic CD doesn't fit in my timeline where it will fit in your timeline. But hopefully I've given enough research and enough evidence to justify why I placed it where I placed it. So I hope you guys like this theory. If you did like this theory, remember to hit the like button. If you really like this video, then hit the share button. And if you want to see more content, then subscribe. If you want to become a producer on DHT, then donate to my Patreon. It's just $5. It's easy. You don't even have to do it. It's just if you want to be seen as a producer. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.